By the age of 28, I was appointed as the Global Director of Internal Communication. At 32, I became the Global External Communication Director in the same company. And by 36, I have advanced to the Vice President of Communication for one of the largest regions within the same company. In this video, I want to share with you how I worked with my sponsors to achieve these consistent promotions in my career. If it's your first time here, hi, I'm Tiffany. In this channel, we talk about all things to help middle management get executive positions. So if you want more content on this topic, subscribe and click the bell button to be notified when I post new videos every Thursday. Now let's start. First, sponsorship may lead to promotion, but is not defined by it. Most people make a mistake by linking sponsorship directly with job promotion. When they didn't get promoted, they become disengaged from the sponsor. Now let me share with you a story how I worked with my sponsor. So my career had plateaued after having held the internal communication director position for 4 years. This was right before giving birth to my first child. I was not ready for the next level assignment that need me to relocate, but I clearly felt career stagnation. I talked with my sponsor and discussed whether I should go and get an MBA. She openly shared her experience of earning an MBA while juggling a full-time job, a small child, and international travel required for both her job and the MBA program. As you noticed, I didn't go to my sponsor with a direct request or question to say, I've outgrown my current role, where should I go next? It turned out to be an MBA degree discussion for me. And through the discussion, I get to know her better, her personal life, her struggle as a mother, as an executive. And in return, she became even more invested in me and my own growth and what decision I make next. This conversation was really valuable, providing me with insights and different perspectives to make my own decision. So as a result, I decided to not go for an MBA degree, and I wanted to apply for the Global External Communication Director position, which happened to be open. This would make me a well-rounded leader in corporate communication. I would have both internal and external communication scope under my belt. Throughout the interview process, my sponsor, who directly reports to the company's president, provided such a great help. I remember that one of the concerns during this interview process was my pregnancy. At the time, I was already 8 months pregnant while I was interviewing for a position that urgently needed to be filled. If I were hired, this means for the organization is that I will take 3 months maternity leave immediately upon appointment. And this obviously would create inconvenience for many stakeholders. In this precise moment, my sponsor came in and she advocated for me and invested her political capital in this critical decision moment. As a result, I was chosen and appointed to the position. I still to this day was very thankful for her because of her political capital and her commitment to my success that allowed me to have this position. Not only that, I did take a full 3.5 month maternity leave right after I got the job. There are different ways you can work with your sponsor, and here let me provide you with some questions to help you think creatively about your sponsorship relationship. First, what skills do you need to develop to advance in your career? And second, what experiences or opportunities are crucial for your growth? And third is, what feedback do you need from your sponsor? What challenges might hinder your career progression? How can you overcome them? What role or opportunity would be good fit for your next step, even if you feel unprepared right now? And what leaders would you like to connect with for future collaboration? Tip number 2 is that you want to make a good impression, but also remain authentic. There is a delicate balance between showcasing your excellent performance and acknowledging that you still need help. Bring different side of yourself, the accomplished leader, and the person still evolving. You don't have to appear to be perfect or have all the answers to your challenges, especially when you are discussing these matters with your sponsor. I still remember that conversation with my sponsor when a director at technology function left the company and my manager chose to not hire a replacement. Instead, he just transferred all the responsibility to my team without adding additional resources, headcount, or even pay raise. Very soon, I find my team and myself overwhelmed. We were working long hours and sacrificing our vacations and our weekends. I clearly lacked the time and emotional reserves to think about my career development or taking any new challenges. But I kept this struggle to myself for a very long time because I don't want to be judged for lack of capacity. Eventually, I decided to open up to my sponsor, and I remember the way she challenged me really opened my eyes because she expanded my worldview of this issue. It's no longer just about my own capacity, my leadership. It also impacted my team and the organization in general. With her encouragement and coaching, I talked with my manager not only to secure extra resources I needed, but also I asked for a salary increase for both my team members and myself. As a result of this meeting, not only did I get the extra resources approved and also clarity on which project to prioritize and to stop, but also I secured a quite significant salary increase for my team and myself. It was a great moment. This would not have happened had I kept everything just to myself. Well, the key lesson here is that to receive your sponsor's support, you need to be both authentic and strategic. Don't just share your performance and your achievements. Create space for development conversation. Show your authenticity and open up the door for vulnerability. This will allow you to progress as a leader. Tip number 3, don't talk with the wrong person. Sponsors are not role models, very different. The relationship between a sponsor and a sponsee is often idealized. It's like the way we look at Mr. and Mrs. Right in marriage. I've certainly made a mistake myself. That is, I always wanted to find a sponsor who shared the same challenges, such as being a female in a male-dominated industry, an Asian working in the Western countries, or juggling parents and career. Well, truth be told, sponsors may not always mirror your experiences. What was the problem? The problem is I was looking for role models rather than powerfully positioned sponsors. Research shows 49% of women search for support from someone whose leadership style I admire. What style is that? Now, 42% are looking for sponsorship from collaborative, inclusive leaders because that style of leadership is one they embody or hope to emulate. Most people value and look for a sponsor among those who do not have the real power in the organization. This mismatch helps explain why so many people, actually 40%, fail to find the real deal, a sponsor who can actually deliver. As one of my clients honestly told me, I wasted almost 10 years talking to the wrong people. However, to succeed in this relationship, it's much like in a marriage. You want to forget about finding a perfect match and instead be pragmatic. The reality is the sponsors who understood me and supported me came from diverse backgrounds. So you want to build your network and develop relationships. This should be an ongoing and dynamic process. Number 4, it does not happen overnight. Even if you know that you need a sponsor, now you're working on getting one. Your sponsor-to-be do not suddenly wake up one day and say, okay, now let's go and get you that promotion you deserve. Before they risk their political capital, they need to be quite certain that investing in you will strengthen their own reputation and their influence. Do not target as many potential sponsors as possible. This is not speed dating. If a sponsor does not know you or your work well enough, he or she is not going to say yes. Remember, a sponsor will be assessing if taking you on will give them return on investment. That also fuels their own success. I actually made an entire video taking you step by step on how to get a sponsor. I'll link it in the description below. Next, value what your sponsor is best equipped to contribute. So don't expect the relationship to be perfect or an instant match. It is normal not to see immediate benefits from the initial meetings with your sponsor. To be successful here, don't make judgments about your sponsor too soon. For example, you might think your career journey have nothing in common, or that there's not so much to learn from them because they work in a smaller division of your company. If you want to progress in your career successfully, you want to manage your expectations. Stay curious and understand what people offer you will be shaped by what you are open to receiving. If you give up too soon, then there's no way this could work. Next, add value to your sponsor as well. Do not assume that the benefits in a sponsorship relationship only flow one way from sponsor to you. Sponsors also get rewarded when they are perceived as executives who can nurture talent and promote the right leaders. They clearly understand that their reputation reflects positively or negatively on who they sponsor. The successful relationships flow both ways. You also need to actively look for opportunities to leverage your unique experiences or your networks to bring value to this relationship. I can share some examples and give you some food for thought of how I did it. As you know, I work in communications and I arrange media interviews. So I would feature my sponsor on the cover of industrial magazines if it's relevant, and I would help them in communicating their projects through our internal channels, raising the awareness and promoting their projects. Next is be proactive and well prepared. You want to be the person who take the initiative to schedule regular meetings with your sponsor. The quality of these meetings depend hugely on your preparation. To have exceptional result, you want to drive the relationship and respect that sponsors often have limited time, so make sure you do your homework. For example, if your sponsor has recently spoken at a company event, an employee town hall, or presented the company quarterly result on an investor day, or was interviewed in a featured article, you should not only be aware of them, but also read them and watch them. When you meet with your sponsor, come prepared with an agenda that could go from reviewing your recent accomplishments, addressing challenges, or asking them for their advices. If you're serious about advancing your career to the senior executive level in the new year, submit your application to the 1% Academy program where you will be coached by me. Not only that, you will also network with other like-minded leaders with international backgrounds. Go to inspiremyday.org/apply or click the link in the description below to book a free strategy call with my team or myself. For now, I will leave you with this video and learn why overachievers struggle to reach the top. I see you there.